Yo, what's up, people? What up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. I'm Chris Don One. Welcome to another edition of Too Early for This Podcast. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys on a programming note. Um, your boy, Too Early for This Podcast, really doesn't have a solidified day. All right. Normally, this was supposed to have been done early Monday morning. Due to some issues that was beyond my control, I decided to move it up to Friday. And now, due to some more concerns that are not in my control, we're going to have to move too early for this podcast for a future date. What is the future date? I don't know. I'm not sure. But if you follow me on social media, but if you really follow me on YouTube, just subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check the community tab. If you want to, if you're thoroughly enjoying Too Early for This Podcast, I will tell you guys on the community tab, as well as my up and coming videos, when is Too Early for This Podcast is going to be basically back on a regular, consistent basis. Hold on one second, folks. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. Okay, you can hear me now. All right, cool. So if you didn't hear what I said, just subscribe to the channel. Also rate, comment, subscribe, hit the notification tab. I will let you know in the community tabs, as well as my future videos, when Too Early for This Podcast is going to have a concrete date. All right. But nevertheless, I'm the best. I really do appreciate the people who are listening to Too Early for This Podcast while it's live. I really do appreciate you people out there that's been watching Too Early for This Podcast on the reruns. But nevertheless, let's just get into today's topic. I think we're going to spend way too long telling you guys what's going on with the future of Too Early for This Podcast. But yeah, we got several topics on the docket. Now, I'm going to start off with Tales of the Walking Dead. I'm pretty sure the majority of my audience is, really wants my impressions of Tales of the Walking Dead. Now, I want to say this. I tried to do a video, a recap of season 1, episode 1 of Tales of the Walking Dead. I tried to upload that video to YouTube, but apparently YouTube be tripping. YouTube be tripping in these YouTube streets, all right? Basically, they demonetized it. They blocked it in certain regions, in certain countries, including the United States. I tried to edit the video the best way possible. Still, uh, uh, those mandates were still put in place. So I deleted it, re-edited it again. Comes to find out, it's an AMC thing. And I do remember the initial title of the Tales of the Walking Dead. I said, why? This is why Tales of the Walking Dead will flop or fail. I think I said fail. And I don't know if it's an issue with YouTube because it has dead in it. And maybe that's the reason why it's getting demonetized and it's getting blocked in certain regions. I don't know if it's an AMC thing. I really think it's a combination of an AMC thing. I also think it's a combination of YouTube be tripping. But I really think it's an AMC thing. They're blocking anybody that they believe is sending negative, going to give a negative review on Tales of the Walking Dead. I've been Googling and checking out what everyone has been thinking about Tales of the Walking Dead. I think a lot of there's a sector of people that uh, is on my side. All right, now I feel like the hardcore Walking Dead fan base, they're going to promote this. They're going to say it's the best thing since sliced bread. But I feel like Tales of the Walking Dead is going to flop, and I'm going to explain why I feel Tales of the Walking Dead is going to flop. It's on life support. All right, now I have a pretty good track record on television shows, reality shows, songs. Anytime I have an opinion and it goes an opinion and it goes against the grain of what everyone feels, I feel like a lot of people use their emotions to dictate uh, whether or not to support something or not to support something. But I do feel like the rabid fan base, they're like blind witnesses. They only just see something coming from their universe that they like. And the one thing I feel like fans have an issue with is people that they perceive on the outside looking in talking about a certain project, and they feel like they're just bashing it to be bashing it. I do want to say I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. I've been I have seen every season, every episode of the original OG Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. I gave the Walking Dead World Beyond a try. I watched every episode of that. I have read some of the comics. I went to some of the conventions. So I feel like if you cut me open, I bleed Walking Dead. All right. Um, and also the future of the Walking Dead. I feel like they're going to do the OG Walking Dead like they're potentially doing with the Too Fast, Too Furious franchise. They're going to split all those characters up, and they're going to do their own movies or television shows coming from Too Fast, the Too Fast universe. I feel like they're going to do the same thing with, and I've seen teasers as well as rumors of what's transpiring with the original Walking Dead. They're going to split all those characters up and make mini series or series that's going to premiere either on AMC or AMC Plus. I really do feel like the bulk of those characters and the bulk of that world is going to be on AMC Plus. I feel like they're going to make AMC Plus a streaming service that it's a must-have service like Disney Plus. And I feel like that's the way they're going now. I don't have anything to say that I'm right on this. This is just purely a I'm speculating, but I have also read a lot of articles and seen a lot of reviews about what they're going to be doing with The Walking Dead, the OG Walking Dead. Now, Fear the Walking Dead is also successful too. And I also remember a lot of people initially didn't like Fear the Walking Dead, but eventually it grew on to them. But yeah, that's what's going to transpire with The Walking Dead and the Fear of the Walking Dead. They're going to, even though The Walking Dead, this is going to be their final season, that's what they're going to be doing moving forward. So, but this has nothing to do with my initial stance on Tales of the Walking Dead. Now, let me do let me give you guys a review on episode 1. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the episode 1, if you want to, and what you're doing is just saving all the episodes, and then you're going to binge watch all those episodes. I'm just going to let you know, I'm not going to go all the way in on episode 1. I'm not going to explain episode. I'm not going to tell you what happened in episode 1 from start to finish. But I will say this is a spoiler alert. If you feel like you want to, if you're like one of those individuals that don't want no one to tell them what happened in an episode. You want to watch the episode, you know, clean, with a clear mind or clear conscience, thinking, you know, whatever. You might want to, you know, just skip this live stream. But for those who can, still listen to the reviews and the breakdowns and still watch the episodes, I suggest you guys to just listen to what I'm about to say. So episode 1 stars Terry Crews and Olivia Munn, and it tells Tales of the Walking Dead is going to be like a bunch of mini stories. Like, I believe it's going to be like 6 mini stories, and they're going to come from the Walking Dead universe. Now, none of these mini stories are going to be connected to the OG Walking Dead or the Fear the Walking Dead, but they're just stories told in the Walking Dead universe. Now, if you paid attention to what they said in Comic-Con, they just say they're basically describing these 6 stories as 6 individual stories. I feel, after doing some research, I feel these 6 episodes are going to connect some form of way. Now, they're not going to connect initially, but when the final episode, and I believe it's 6 episodes, premiere on Tales of the Walking Dead, they're going to have some type of connection of some shape or some form. Either the characters are going to blend in for season 2 or episodes beyond these 6 episodes, but I do feel like all 6 of these episodes are going to have some type of meaning, some type of connection, verbally, or if they're going to write it in, or maybe these characters are discussed or in the future episodes after the 6. Okay, so episode 1 stars Terry Crews and Olivia Munn. I feel like those are 2 phenomenal, 2 actors with household names that a lot of people recognize. Everyone knows who Terry Crews is. Everyone knows who Olivia Munn is. Olivia Munn has starred in several feature films, same as Terry Crews. Terry Crews was in some iconic television shows. Olivia Munn has dibbled and dabbled in television, but you know, nevertheless, they're household names. And basically, this is after the virus has spread, and I guess in this universe, it's all in the same universe, but in this time frame, everyone is transitioning into the apocalypse phase, because I guess the governments have some control, but they're eventually going to shut down. Life as we know it now is not the same life. They're just transitioning into the zombie apocalypse, and a lot of people like Terry Crews has already been preparing for the worst, for some form of apocalypse. Terry Crews is one of those guys that's one of those last Boy Scouts. I'd rather be prepared, you know, just being prepared. You know, he's got his bunker, he's got his resources, he'd already stored his food, and now he's living underground with his dog. And he had this dog ever since this dog was a pup. I forgot the dog's name. I also forgot what breed of dog it is. I'm not a dog lover. But nevertheless, his story starts off as him and his dog surviving the zombie apocalypse, preparing for the zombie apocalypse. But the majority of his story, they're already in the zombie apocalypse. It's not as bad as it ultimately became with the OG Walking Dead. So, you know, they're in the transitioning phase from regular life to the zombie apocalypse. Hence why I didn't see a lot of zombies in episode 1. So him and this dog is in this bunker, and basically just going through their days, reading, had a bunch of crossword puzzles, playing around with his dog. Every once in a while they'll go out. One night they went out, a bunch of zombies jumped them, and the dog got bit by one of the zombies, and later on the dog died. Okay. And now Terry Crews is going to now he's all alone. He's he done did all the crossword puzzles. He has seen all the movies. He's got a bunch of tapes of football games of Ohio State. I think he's an Ohio State fan. Try to say that 3 times fast, okay? And he's bored. He has no dog. He has no companion. He's done everything. Now he's bored. So now he's going into his records of people who he has been talking to on and off. And this one person is this female. Now he had an interaction with this female. She talking about that she has a bunker, and they've been sending messages back and forth. So Terry Crews gets his motorcycle, pack up, and head on a journey to find this woman that he's been in contact with ever since this zombie apocalypse. All right. So as he's driving off, driving to Michigan, I believe, he got his tire got flat. He got a flat tire. He started walking off, venturing off, and he got into one of these traps. And now he's hanging from a tree. So in comes Olivia Munn. Olivia Munn's character is not prepared. She goes day to day by the aura of the universe. This character fully believes in good spirits, bad and negative energy, certain crystals can absorb bad energy. She's just a hippie. All right. She's also into edibles and things of that nature. So basically she frees Terry Crews, but she made an agreement for Terry Crews, like, yo, I will free you, but if I do free you, you're gonna have to take me. And she wants to meet up with someone that she's been talking to, because now she's bored. So Terry Crews says, okay, yeah, and at first they have a hard time trusting one another. She feels Terry Crews is going to drive off and leave her, so she'll basically handcuff him and things of that nature. And after a while, they started this cross-country trip after, them talking to one another. And after a while, they start to build some type of relationship, a friendship relationship. They start trusting one another. So Terry Crews, they camped at some abandoned building, and Olivia Munn, as Terry Crews starts the motorcycle up, Olivia Munn calls him and calls him back into the abandoned building. They had a conversation, and then next thing you know, his motorcycle gets someone steals his motorcycle. Now, in return, they gave them a lamb. I guess they can use this lamb to eat later on. All right. Which Olivia Munn didn't want to eat the lamb. She basically, in that short a time span, now she has a kinship with the lamb. Now the lamb is a pet to her. So as they're walking, they get into an argument. And basically Terry Crews blames Olivia Munn, like, yo, if you didn't call me into the building I would still have my motorcycle. I will still have my tools, my food, and all that stuff. Now all that stuff is gone because you called me into the building. Olivia Munn says, well, basically, you don't want to talk about you got a kill switch on this thing. And no, basically implying, look, I didn't tell you to leave the motorcycle running. I just told you to just come and check out what's going on in this building. All right. She thought he had enough common sense to at least turn the motorcycle off. All right. So basically, they're blaming one another. They basically started insulting one another. And Terry Crews splits away from Olivia Munn. He begins to find this woman that they basically go their own way. Terry Crews goes and tries to find this woman that he was on and off in contact with. Olivia Munn goes find the person that she was in contact with. Terry Crews goes all of a sudden just walks into the woods. Next thing you know, he finds the house. All right. The house that he had a picture of the lady that she took a picture in front of the house. All right. Terry Crews getting bombarded by these zombies, these male zombies. And the lady opens the bunker door and let Terry Crews in. Terry Crews falls into the bunker door. She immediately, they immediately interact and start talking. He feels like he can trust her, this, that, and the third. She gives him a brownie. He eats this brownie. Next thing you know, he gets knocked out from the brownie because the brownie had some edibles in it. It made him drowsy, made him sleepy. Next thing you know, he wakes up. He's tied down, and this lady that he totally trusts by just conversations, text conversations, all of a sudden this lady turns psycho, starts cutting Terry Crews, and now this lady ain't what she proclaimed herself to be through the text messages. Now all of a sudden Terry Crews is stuck like Chuck. Meanwhile, Olivia Munn goes to a log cabin. She luckily the person that she was in contact with wasn't there, but made these ugly pictures, and then she just had a sense that the person that she was in contact with wasn't a good dude, but she immediately got out of the log cabin. Okay, thank God. Okay, so basically Olivia Munn tries to find Terry Crews, finds the house. The lady thought that she was gonna have a 2-for-1. Not only she got Terry Crews hog tied, she's gonna have Olivia Munn hog tied. So she starts interacting with Olivia Munn, and then Olivia Munn finds out that this lady was in contact with Terry Crews. She tries to drug Olivia Munn. Olivia Munn ain't going for it because Olivia Munn is used to eating edibles. So those edibles are not going to have the same effect on her like it did with Terry Crews. Plus, she didn't eat a lot of it because she knew there was something weird about these brownies and they tasted kind of familiar. She used to eating edibles. Next thing you know, they get into an argument. She finds Terry Crews, unties Terry Crews, and then the next scene shows her and Terry Crews back out walking. They're gonna do this journey together, and that's pretty much how it ended. All right, so when I saw episode 1, okay, I wasn't feeling it at all. Okay. And like I said in the video that I had to delete, I'm going to say in this live stream, I feel like Tales of the Walking Dead, they're going to have actors and actresses that we know. They're going to have some good writing. They're going to have some and they're going to be on and off on the storytelling, because I feel like it's going to be different writers writing these episodes. And I feel like initially these stories are not going to connect because they're going to have different writers. It's in the Walking Dead universe. The writing is good, but I don't think the storytelling is good. And they tried, and the reason why I feel like the storytelling isn't good is because I feel like they're trying to tell a story that probably if they would have it for themselves, they could write like 6 episodes just on the Terry Crews and Olivia Munn situation. But since they're miniature stories that are 40 minutes long, you have to condense a lot of things in that 40-minute time span. Therefore, you're not going to get a brief understanding about the storytelling because they're trying to rush a story and fit a story in a 45-minute time frame. Okay. And I feel like episode 1, I feel like there was a lot of things missing that wasn't fully explained. Terry Crews and this psycho lady, even though you can read the messages and shows that they have been messaging back and forth, you're not understanding, well, why did he trust her in the first place to message her back and forth? Now, they insinuated Terry Crews, it's not street smart. He wasn't street smarts or Walking Dead smart. You can't trust everybody from a message, and they make Terry Crews look like he's that he'll fall for anything. All right, I understand they're insinuating that, but it would have been decent if they would have wrote they would have spent time on and I knew what they was trying to do, but to the average person who may not be a Walking Dead fan and perceives these episodes as just something to watch, they could have spent time on that dynamic. What makes The Walking Dead great from anybody else is the simple fact that their storytelling and their character development. The OG Walking Dead has it. Fear the Walking Dead has it. Walking Dead's World Beyond had it. But on Tales of the Walking Dead, the character development with Terry Crews and Olivia Munn, it was no development in it. Now, once again, you're trying to fit a lot of things in a 45-minute time frame. Something that if you would have had at least 6 more episodes, this would have been probably a decent story. But since you're trying to fit it all in a 45-minute time frame, you're gonna leave a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor. And then character development was one of those resources that was left on the cutting room floor. And with no character development, the Terry Crews character and Olivia Munn's character was not that interesting. I forgot their names, their actual character names. Of Terry Crews and Olivia Munn, who they was portraying in this episode. I don't even know their names. All right. And the reason why I don't know their names, they didn't hardly even mention their names. All right. Plus the character development. So I felt like the strongest points about The Walking Dead in episodes or movies pertaining to The Walking Dead is its storytelling and its character development. And they just left those two things, chopped it on the cutting room floor. And that's what I was saying in the video that I had to delete. I don't think if all the other stories, if all the other episodes are like episode 1, Tales of the Walking Dead is going to flop. Now, like I said initially when I started this live stream, I do feel like I do feel like these 6 stories are going to tie in one way or the other. Either at the end where they where they write them all, where they try to conclude them all in forcibly, or maybe future episodes of future characters they discussed and talked about the previous 6 episodes, and then that's where they all connect and collide together. Or maybe on the 6th episode they collide all together. I don't know, but I feel like episode 1, even it was an introduction to Tales of the Walking Dead, and who knows, episode 2 will probably be better than episode 1. But I feel like time is the one thing that's killing these individual episodes. And I felt like if all of these episodes were connected, if all of these characters were connected, you can explain a lot of these characters a little bit better. Now, that's my issues with Tales of the Walking Dead. I don't think a lot of people are going to like Tales of the Walking Dead. I think Tales of the Walking Dead is going to suffer like Walking Dead's World Beyond, which had some decent characters, had some decent story. The character development was there, but when the ratings wasn't where they wanted to be, they sort of rushed the story just to get to the conclusion, because they knew that Fear the Walking Dead was not going to get another season. So they sort of kind of rushed everything. But if they had 3 solid seasons of Walking Dead World Beyond, and I like the story, and I like the storytelling, I like the writing of that series. But I feel like the why people didn't gravitate to Walking Dead World Beyond is going to be the same reason why people are not going to gravitate to Tales of the Walking Dead. Is the characters are not, they're not set up or positioned to be iconic characters that people would like to follow. That's what makes The Walking Dead phenomenal. That's what makes Fear the Walking Dead great. Characters that you want, that you follow and see what he or she is going to say next, or if he or she, is this going to be their last episode? All right. And it seems like they're no longer using that blueprint for Walking Dead's World Beyond and Tales of the Walking Dead. Yes, it's from the Walking Dead universe. You don't want everything similar to Fear the Walking Dead and the OG Walking Dead, but still, the things that make those series great and why people gravitate to them and why they have a bigger fan base is the character development, the progression of the character, the writing, and the storytelling that makes those 2 series great, that is suffering in Tales of the Walking Dead. And I just don't, see Tales of, even though they're portraying it as a mini series, if Tales of the Walking Dead was getting phenomenal numbers, they'll call it a mini series, but then they'll say they're greenlit it for season 2, meaning you're gonna have 6 more unique stories from different characters. And I don't see Tales of the Walking Dead surpassing season 2, or having a season 2 of the Tales of the Walking Dead, or a season 3 of Tales of the Walking Dead, because eventually, people are going to get tired of the disposal of a character that you want them to follow and put time in, that you're going to ultimately write off or kill off or no longer discuss in the next episode. So I feel like, that Tales of the Walking Dead is I mean, I don't think it's going to make it. All right. I think it's going to do 6 episodes and that's it. All right. But that was that's why I said Tales of the Walking Dead is going to flop, is going to fail. I just don't see this moving any further. And maybe that's the whole point of the writers that created Tales of the Walking Dead. They're looking at that from the perspective of, look, we got all these other characters these iconic characters that we're making series out of. That's going to premiere on AMC as well as AMC Plus. Maybe we just don't have the time nor the resources to expand Tales of the Walking Dead into a phenomenal show that's going to have multiple seasons. All right. So yeah, that's what I got on Tales of the Walking Dead. Man, we're gonna spend like 30 minutes just on The Walking Dead. All right. Really do appreciate everyone that came in, that's listening. Please comment in the comment section. And I'm done talking about Tales of the Walking Dead. We're going to move on into the next topic. The next discussion is, I had a conversation with someone on one of my recent videos. And basically, this individual implied that, it was a Mr. Organic episode. And he's basically implying that, how a lot of content providers on YouTube are making content on social media influencers or influencers on YouTube, and either critiquing them or giving everyone a recap on their previous episodes or news surrounding these influencers. And he was basically talking about how these smaller channels, I don't think he was insinuating me, and I do perceive myself as a smaller channel, by the way. But I feel like we was going back and forth, and I commented back to him, and I was going like, yo, I'm not, throwing no shade at you or discrediting you, but most of these small channels, including myself, and I include myself, we're just reporting the news as is. I mean, we're no different than CNN, Headline News, Entertainment Tonight, TMZ, Wendy Williams, the Breakfast Club. We're no different than those cats. It's just those cats have a bigger network behind them. They have a bigger fan base behind them. And the people that they're talking about on their platforms, particularly with entertainment or entertainment news or reviews or whatever, they're not talking, Mr. Organic and Love and Slim and Tall Guy Review and CJ on 32, Arel the Real. They're not talking about these YouTube influencers or these social media influencers unless they're in some real serious trouble. But they don't even give them the time of day at these bigger media conglomerates. All right. So when you're looking at people like such as myself, and we're giving you guys the news on your favorite influencer on social media or your favorite influencer on YouTube, it's a give and take. Okay. Yeah, they have a bigger platform than us. And you can look at it narrow-minded and narrow-sighted and say, well, the reason why y'all have these channels and these platforms because you talk about these individuals. But you're not looking at what type of light these smaller channels are giving to those influencers on social media and YouTube. It's a give and take. Okay. They're getting something out of it. We're getting something out of it. We're telling you the news. We're telling you what's transpiring with this influencer. And yes, we're getting clicks and views. Yes, we're getting subscribers. Yes, in some cases, we're making money off of them, but it's hand over fist. They're getting something out of it as well. Just think about it. If 20 people are promoting your channel as an influencer or on social media or on YouTube, That's like Google promoting your channel. You got 20 people talking about what's transpiring and what's going on about you. It helps your development. It helps your growth. It helps you to even secure a bigger bag when you got 10 to 20 people talking about your content. So it's a promotional tool. And when you promote them, you're promoting yourself. It's a give and take. I feel like the major players in social media, when it comes to influencers and when it comes to YouTube, they understand the mechanisms in this. Okay, they don't have a hatred of people. They're mad at people because these same people are talking about them. Okay, they're perceiving this as have you ever heard of such thing as there's really no such thing as bad publicity. It's just publicity. All right, it's what you do with that publicity and what you do with that promotion being promoted, how that increases the traffic and the growth and the development of your channel. Yes, it's helping me and smaller individuals such as myself. It helps us as far as growth and development on our own platforms, but it also helps them. It also helps them. Whenever I whenever I talk about what's going on with anybody on social media or on YouTube, yes, it's going to be sort of comedic. Yes, it's going to be informational. Yes, it's going to be entertaining, but it's going to be the honest to God truth with a hint of my thought and my opinion. And when I'm telling, and I look at all these videos I look at them as stories. Okay, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It has an introduction and it has a closing. Your introduction and your closing, that's the space and that's the time to share your thoughts and opinions, and also to promote growth and development on your platform. But everything in the middle of it is what's transpiring, what's going on with this influencer on social media and on YouTube. Whenever I make a video on anyone, it has no malice in it. It has no hatred in it. It's facts over feelings. Yes, it's going to be sort of comical. Yes, it's going to have the zingers. Yes, it's going to have sound effects. But it's going to have facts in the video. It's going to have logic in the video. I'm not making this stuff up. And I feel like whenever I'm doing when I do these videos, it's just sharing the news and information surrounding that influencer that's on social media, that's on YouTube, that's on OnlyFans. Now, I done spreaded it out a little bit in the entertainment realm. You know, I gave you guys a review on Better Call Saul's final episode. I tried to upload a video on Tales of the Walking Dead, but I did talk about it in this live stream. A lot of people, when they hit my comment section, they take it to me, and I could be totally wrong about this. I feel like a lot of you guys take it the wrong way. I feel like a lot of you guys take it too harshly. Like I have an issue or a hidden agenda with Mr. Organic or Rail to Reels or CJ on 32s or whoever, all right? Or your favorite OnlyFans model or your favorite influencer on Instagram. It's nothing personal, all right? A lot of the content that I do on my channel is good faith. and it's also someone that I like. It's someone that I have no issues with. I don't have no beef with any of these people. I'm just sharing the information and the news and delivering it to you guys. And that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, there is a lot of people out there on YouTube that put shame in the game. What do I mean by that? Put shame in the game. A lot of these people would make up stuff. They would lie, and I'm not going to say no names. You guys know the bigger players. They will lie on an influencer and this, that, and the third, and say that they're doing this, they're doing that, and they, talk about their parents, their kids. They show their addy, they show their address. They show what they done spent, what they have in their bank account. They're all in their pockets. Look, I'm not into all that stuff. All right. There are platforms out there that covers that stuff. I don't cover that stuff. I just tell you what's transpiring in their video or what's going on with them, and I give you my thoughts and opinions about it. Then I keep it pushing, I keep it moving. All right. I respect everyone. I treat everyone on the highest professional level. All right. So whenever I talk about what's the gossip in these social media streets as well as YouTube, that's where I keep it at. All right. I don't never get personal with anybody. I don't discuss personal things about anybody. All right. I feel like the closest personal thing I've done was talk about someone's relationship, like Danielle Champion, Mr. Organic. A lot of people were throwing this false narrative out there that they're going back together again. And that's your opinion. If you feel like they're back together again, fine. Okay. But that was the news. That was the topic. I talked about the topic. I talked about what everyone was saying, but then I shared my opinion and my thoughts about it. And then I give you guys the information, the whole enchilada, and then I keep it pushing, keep it moving. I don't take it personal with anybody. I feel like if you make a channel or if you make content or a live stream and you're taking it personal, okay, attacking someone personal, you have some hidden demons. You have some real issues. All right. Not I don't do that stuff. I don't. I treat everyone fair. I give everyone a fair one. Again, my platform is not about exposing anybody. My platform is not to go back and forth with anybody. I keep it pushing and I move on to the next thing. Okay, because I don't have anything personally invested in these individuals. I don't have a secret vendetta against these individuals. All right. So yeah, So I feel like there's a disconnect with Black media and subscribers on YouTube or subscribers on social media. I feel like you guys treat us differently than the traditional media groups. All right. Because I go on TMZ every day. I go on Entertainment Tonight's page every day. I go on the Blossom blogs and the Shade Rooms. I go on those platforms every day. And when you look at what people message back on their videos, on their posts, none of them are saying, yo, the only reason why you're blowing up this bad, this good is because you're talking about it. You talk about this individual all the time. Okay. You're stealing this individual's, you're stealing this individual's traffic. Okay. No one says that in their comment section. No one in their comment section is speaking that way. All right. But on the smaller channels on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever, that's the number one topic on the smaller channels. And I feel like the real reason why a lot of people say that on the smaller channels, because they know they can get away with it versus going on TMZ, these much larger platforms, saying that because they have a rabid fan base that will snap back at you. Because entertainment, I perceive entertainment as this big radio dial. If you don't like someone, if you don't like something, if you don't like whatever, change the channel. You don't necessarily have to be still subscribed to someone that you don't like. I feel like when people say that in the comment section, low key, they really like it. They just want your attention. They feel like by saying that, by typing that message in, you're going to reply back. I used to reply back to everyone, but now it's getting to the point where I rarely reply back. Because when you reply back, people have these hidden agendas and these hidden ideas like, oh, the real reason why you apply back because it must have offended you. I must be living rent free in your head, and you must be, whatever. All right. And that's why, I rarely reply back. I either do a thumbs up or I might like it. But other than that, I rarely reply back, even though you should reply on all your comments, particularly if you want growth and development on your YouTube platform or your social media platform. If you're not conversating in the comment section, it makes it a little bit difficult for newer subscribers or newer viewers to see your videos. Okay, I understand that. But I feel like sometimes when you do reply back, I feel like people, with your response, people they take things too personal. I feel like they're too thin-skinned, or they dissect it so much that it doesn't even have to be dissected to that degree. I'm like, ooh. But yeah, that's all I got for that. I feel like there's a huge I think there's a disconnect with I feel like there's a disconnect with black media versus the subscribers or the viewers. I feel like there's a huge disconnect between smaller platforms and subscribers or viewers, because not all viewers are your subscribers. Sometimes you get comments from people that are not subscribed to your channel. They just happen to see your video in their recommendations. They listen to it and they have an issue with what you said. That's why, when you watch any of my live streams, watch any of my videos, if you're not subscribed and you haven't watched no more than 5 minutes, you don't have the right to message. You have to subscribe, listen to me 5 minutes. And I feel like 5 minutes is a good time frame because you'll understand. Like, if you have an issue with something I said, instead of most people will just straight comment without waiting for the rest of my logic. They'll listen to 10 seconds of my logic and they already have a problem with it. All right. Instead of just listening to, I feel like with 5 minutes, you'll definitely know, definitely have a bigger understanding of what I'm trying to say to you. Because a lot of people comment and say, what are you talking about? All right. Well, it depends on where did you listen during this during the video. Did you listen to the beginning of the video? Did you happen to listen to the middle of the video? Or did you listen to the end of the video? Okay. If you're not listening to the whole entire video, then how will you ever have an opinion, or how can you critique somebody if you haven't even listened to the whole video, or at least the majority of the video? Come on now. But I feel like a lot of people are like that. I feel like we're living in a thin-skinned society where everyone is so thin-skinned. Everyone takes things too seriously. Everyone is too offended too fast. And it is what it is. All right. But yeah, I feel like 5 minutes. You listen to someone for 5 minutes before you can actually comment, you'll have somewhat of a understanding versus 10 seconds of someone spewing on the mic. Okay, so yeah, that's all I got for today on that topic. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Uh, I feel like I don't know how to get this off. I feel like if you're a content provider, a social media influencer on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever, okay? I feel like we should retire raffles and giveaways, okay? Because of several reasons, all right? I feel like in the ultimate grand scheme of things, when it comes to raffle scams, raffles or giveaways, um, they're like the lotto. You know, everyone loves to play the lotto when it's like over 100 million or 200 million. When it was 10 million, only your regular smugglers will play it at 10 million. Well, at 5 million, at 10 million, at 20 million. But when it starts getting up into the 100 millions, your regular smugglers, your virgins, your people that be in and out of the lottery, everybody starts gravitating to the lottery. Now everybody thinks, everyone, trying to get trying to get that lottery ticket, trying to win that $100 million. Everyone has these false dreams, like, man, if I win the lottery, I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna travel. No one has those thoughts or impressions when the lottery was at 10 million or 20 million. Because the same stuff that you was dreaming, that the same things that got you to do the lottery in the first place at 100 million, and you say, oh, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to travel. You can still travel and still go to school with 10 million or with 20 million. You don't have to have $100 million to go traveling, all right? Okay? Traveling is expensive, but it ain't that expensive, all right? But it's amazing how everyone gravitates to the lottery when it's $100 million. But once whoever wins it in whatever small county, and it gets back to $10 million, everybody falls off the lottery. Now your regular smugglers are back on the 10 million, trying to win that 10 million. There's a reason why you don't hear a lot of people winning $10 million, but you hear more people winning $100 million or $50 million. All right. So anywho, all right. I feel like with raffles and giveaways, we need to retire that on social media, because raffles and giveaways are getting a bad vibe. It's getting a bad message. All right. I'm gonna explain why. Raffles and giveaways are the new way of promoting your channel. Instead of getting Google to promote your channel, or Fiverr or whatever to promote your channel, all right, now everybody's gravitating to these raffles and everyone gravitating to these giveaways. It brings huge traffic into your channel, and people that are subscribed to your channel, they're going to do X, Y, and Z to win whatever you are raffling off or giving away, like cars or money or whatever the case may be, clothes, whatever. And it is a huge, when it comes to income wise, a lot of these influencers, selling raffles and giveaway tickets, $100 a pop, $20 a pop, $50 a pop. Well, hell, just do the math. Hell, if you get like over 1,000 people buying these raffle tickets, buying these giveaway tickets, and you're selling them $100 a pop, that's a lot of money. All right, you're making a lot of money just on the raffle part. You're making more money on the raffles and the giveaways than you actually do with YouTube or with social media. So I feel like we need to retire these things, because it's just sending a mix. It's sending a bad message Now you got these people raffling. Doing raffles on cars. Somebody would raffle. I think it was CJ on 32. I'm not 100% sure, or Rail to Real. I don't know. They raffled a black Suburban with gray or tan seats. I mean, it looked ugly from the outside. It looked like vomit. It looked like vomit being. It just looked like vomit. Just like hot vomit. All right. It was just garbage. All right. And now everybody's doing these raffles, and I just feel like, look, when you talk about social media, man, look at man, y'all need to give up on this raffle stuff, okay? I just, it's just sending the wrong message personally, all right? Just sending the wrong freaking message. That's what I think. I don't like. I just think it's not a good look. It's not a good. It's just not a good look. All right, it's just not a good look. All right, so I think we should rest the raffles, the giveaways. I think we need to retire those things. And now everybody's doing these raffles. Their mama, their daddy, their grandmammy, their grandpa, everybody's doing these raffles. All right. It is what it is. It just is what it is. All right. So, y'all just need to quit on these raffles. Now you got people with smaller channels doing these raffles, talking about they're going to give away their car, a car that no one really wants. You're not going to say you had a Mercedes or a Lexus or a BMW. You got some ragamuffin car that you don't put together. You got a mutt of a car, okay? You got a car that's got all these body parts from other cars. It started off as a Ford Tempo. You put a Ferrari muffler on the back of it. You got a Mercedes engine inside of it. Now you're trying to make it look like a Dodge Charger, a Hellcat. What's going on with you guys? Now you try to sell this crap. Now nobody don't want this crap. Basically, hold on one second. Basically, you're just you're just giving away a problem that you no longer want, and now you want to make this, put it in a raffle. Now somebody won this piece of crap. Now they got to travel like seven states just to get this piece of hot garbage. Now they got to have the day off. They got to have someone to ride shotgun so they can drive your car back, and plus the car that you won. This car probably ain't gonna make it past the state lines. Now you got to get a tow truck to tow this piece of junk to your home. Then you take it to the shop. You think it's something simple. You think it's spark plugs. You need the wires of the spark plug, maybe a new battery. You take it, maybe an alternator. You take it to one of these shops, and now they talking about the transmission being shot. The engine ain't no good. You need a wheel alignment. Okay. It's just some goofy stuff. Okay. So in essence, you lost money. You lost more money on winning this piece of hot garbage than you made, okay? Because you have to buy tickets for this hot piece of junk. Then you got to go get it. Then you got to find someone to have that ride shotgun so they can ride your car while you ride this car. Then you got to transition the tags over, the title and all. It's just a big mess, just a big hot mess, I don't understand why people fall for these raffles, okay, these giveaways, but I feel like YouTube should go into their terms of agreement and put a clause in there saying anybody that's on YouTube, you can't do raffles or giveaways. It's just not good. It's just not a good look, folks. It just ain't a good look. Okay, I think they should be done with these raffles. Okay, raffle smaffles. All right, that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. All right. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. So I'm gonna do some quick topics and then I'm up out of here. Game did a 15-minute diss song about Eminem. He did all that talking about Eminem, and Drillmatic, his album, is barely going to sell 40K. Okay, it is struggling. All right, it's struggling out here in these music streets. Nobody don't want this hot garbage. 10 minutes on a diss song, that's just way too much. Just way too much. Even though, I downloaded Drillmatic, there's a couple of songs that I like, but I don't see no huge hits coming out of this album. This album is not gonna be nominated for no Grammy or anything. It may be nominated for double aluminum, but nobody don't want. I mean, Drillmatic is just a cash grab for the game because the game is struggling out here. He still owes that lady over $1 million. Hasn't paid it. He done gave all his anything associated with game as far as making money for the game. He done gave that to Whack 100. So now this lady can't even get her money from the game, like garnishing him. But yeah, I don't think Drillmatic. I don't think that's the one. I don't think that's one. The funny thing about Drillmatic, he's got a song in there with Meek Mill, and he did a diss song on Meek Mill. I mean, the world of hip hop is just Meek Mills. Meek Mills is the only individual when someone does a diss song on him, a very good diss song, he wants to collaborate with them on the next album. Okay, come on, Meek Mills. Come on, Meek Mills. Do better. All right. LeBron signs a 2-year extension. Was anybody shocked? Was anybody shocked or surprised that LeBron signed a 2-year extension with the Los Angeles Lakers? I was not surprised. Wasn't people feel like this came out of left field. Like, what were LeBron James' options? All right. Yeah, he probably could have gotten close to max money someplace else. But I feel like this is going to be his last official guarantee getting max money. Now, he said he wants to play long enough to play alongside his son. A lot of things going to have to take an effect. I feel like, to be truthfully honest with you guys, the Lakers are not going anywhere. They're not going to win no title anytime soon. I told you guys on my sports channel, Just My Opinion podcast, go check out that YouTube channel, subscribe and enjoy. Okay. I done live streams and videos, told you guys I feel like Jenny Buss and Rob Pelinka already done pushed the button on reset. They're not going to do a hard reset, but they are resetting it. The Lakers are not going to beat the Golden State Warriors with the roster that they have. They're going to have problems with the Golden State Warriors, the Dallas Mavericks, the Utah Jazz, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Timberwolves did some phenomenal things in the offseason. I mean, they're going to have problems with those teams, okay? And then when you talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Houston Rockets, eventually they're going to get better with all the draft picks. Eventually they're going to get better. They may not be better now, but eventually down the road, in 2 years, they're going to be better than the Lakers. All right. But yeah, I mean, I was not shocked nor surprised that LeBron signed a 2-year extension. I would have been shocked if he would have waited until next offseason. But yeah, I'm not surprised nor shocked about that. I mean, what else could he have done? All right. I mean, I know he was holding Jenny Buss and Rob Pelinka hostage. about giving up them two first round draft picks for Kyrie Irving. They finally gave them up, and Brooklyn said, it's been real fun. It has been real fun. Okay, we're gonna pass on that. We're gonna do a hard pass on that. All right. So yeah, that's all I got. That's pretty much it. Was there any other topics? I guess Pete Davidson. Kim Kardashian broke up with Pete Davidson. Now he's in rehab. If y'all want to talk about that, yeah. Who knew that wasn't going to happen? Okay, who knew that wasn't going to happen? All right. She was just using him and abusing him, because she knew that would irritate Kanye, would irritate him under his skin. And it did. She was inside Kanye West's head. But yeah, that everyone knew that was coming. I hope Pete Davidson knew. Okay. I knew that was coming. All right. So yeah. Before we end this, I don't think I'm going to do too early for this podcast next week, because of some situation that's beyond my control. I'm probably going to have to wait a week to do a too early for this podcast. Episode 6. We might have to wait a week because like I said, there's some things that's in my life that's beyond my control. I'm just trying to figure out a perfect day to do it, because normally Monday was the time slot. Then I had to move it to Friday afternoon. I wasn't feeling the Friday afternoon time slot. So I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it, but I'll let you guys know in the community tab. But for those who are fans of Too Early for This podcast, it's going to happen. I just don't know when. I'm going to have to take a week off to figure out when is a good time to do this. But yeah, that's all I got for today, man. I really do appreciate everyone that done came by, the live viewers. I really do appreciate everyone that's done subscribe. Hit the notification bell. If you got any messages on any topics that I talked about on today's live stream, feel free to hit the comment section. Get at me on the comment section. If you've been listening to this live stream, then you know why I don't comment on each and every last one of you guys' comments. But it is what it is. I love all of y'all. Okay. I will talk to you guys a week from now. I just don't know what day or date. Like I said, in the community tab, I will notify you guys on the community tab, as well as my future videos. But yeah, we talked about a lot of stuff. AMC, I hope they don't block this live stream. All right. Even though they tried to block my initial video, but it is what it is. Okay. So I really appreciate everyone that came by. I'll talk to you guys a week from I don't know when. It's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast, and I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. I'm up out of here. I will see y'all when I can see y'all. All right, let's put it that way. I'll see y'all when I can see y'all. All right, I'm up out of here. I'm out.